have your attention, please?
Thank you. Good evening. Before we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, let's take a moment of silence for the reposed soul of Kenneth Smith. Kenny was a dedicated member of the community who faithfully served as a security guard for our parks. Kenny was a trusted presence, always had a smile, and Kenny was committed to serving the community. Kenny, may you rest in eternal peace. Now, can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Welcome to the town board meeting this Thursday evening, May 1st, 2025. For those who are visiting for the first time, I'd like to introduce the board and the town clerk. Present here tonight, we have Council Member Brandon Clory. Next to him is Council Member Sandra Capriglione. In the middle is Council Member Kelly Rinaldi. To my left is my Deputy Supervisor, Teresa Luongo, and to my right is the town clerk, Nicole Young. I'm Kate Luciani, the town supervisor, and I thank everybody for attending our town board meeting. Tonight we have a very special Audrey. Is she here yet or? No? Okay. So should we just move on from that? I'm going to move on to some other things, and then when she comes in, you let me know. All right. So we're going to move on to the public hearing for introductory local law number 2, 2025. Nicole, can you please read the public hearing notice?
Public hearing is being held to entertain public comments on introductory local law 2 of 2025 entitled Electric Bicycle and Electric Scooters. The public notice was printed in the Times Herald Record on April 16th, 2025, and if anybody has comments, the following will be received.
Thank you, Nicole. The purpose of this law is to ensure the safety and well-being of its residents and visitors who operate electric bicycles and scooters within the town's borders, by ensuring all such operators conduct those vehicles in a safe manner and with proper protective gear. Does anyone from the public have any comments regarding the local law number 2, 2025?
Stephen Gargano, Central Valley. Just in reading this, it seems overreaching. I mean, it's an odd law, any electric bike, any electric scooter. I mean, my mom it says any electric assist. My mom has a bike that's electric assist. She's not cruising at 30 miles an hour. It's just something to help her pedal, do exercising. I looked up the law for New York State. I mean, it's pretty, it has a whole, any rider operating a class 3 e-bike and above needs a helmet all the time. And that's like 28 miles an hour and above. It just seems kind of odd to me that us as a town is reaching and saying, everyone needs it. This seems something that's kind of not, my conservative nature tends to be let people make their own choices unless it's really harming somebody else. But I just look at this and I was like, what's wrong with New York State's law? It's pretty clear. It has different classes unless you're a delivery driver and everything else. Like why we're going above and beyond to say everyone needs it. Now the police have to enforce it. Not for nothing. I've seen guys riding dirt bikes on sidewalks going through Woodbury. And I'm like, really, what are we solving here? Like, is this really a helmet somebody? Now, someone's riding a bike, I want to put, I have a little e-bike or something like that, but I'm not cruising at greater than 28 miles an hour. It's a pedal assist thing. I'm just kind of saying, like, now what? The police have to sit there and stop someone and my mom or somebody. I know it's safety. It feels like a feel-good, like, New York City, Seattle law that everyone does it, but we're in the great state of New York. They look after the safety of everyone according to the legislature and everything else. And they don't have it on the books. To me, let Scoofus pick this up if he wants to make it for everyone. Why are we as, conservative type of board, that's something that another type, like a New York City, would pass. And it just doesn't seem, unless something's broken in New York State law, that there was a problem, I don't see why we're gonna enact something different. And if a trail ever runs through here, God willing, one day, what are we gonna have? You have helmets now, you don't have helmets into the next town. It just, I don't know, it just seems a little bit overreaching, and that's what I have to say, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Does anybody else from the public have any comments? Nicole, have you received any written comments?
No.
Thank you, Nicole. So now we'll close the public hearing. Can I have a motion, a second, to close the public hearing?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Motion passed. Okay, now we'll move on to the resolution. Nicole, can you please read the resolution for local law 2 of 2025?
Yes, we are adopting the following resolution, local law 2 of 2025, titled Electric Bicycle and Electric Scooters. Whereas the town board has reviewed the proposed local law and considered the public comments provided at the aforesaid public hearing. Now, therefore, be hereby resolved by the town board of the town of Woodbury that the adoption of the proposed law is in its best interest of the residents of the town, and the town board hereby adopts said local law 2 of 2025 entitled Electric Bicycles and Electric Scooters, and the town clerk is hereby directed to enter said local law in the minutes of this meeting and in the local law book of the town of Woodbury, and to give due notice of the adoption of said local law to the Secretary of State.
Thank you, Nicole. So can we do roll call?
Councilmember Calori,
Aye.
Councilmember Caprigioni,
Aye.
Councilmember Rinaldi,
Aye.
Councilmember Luongo,
Aye.
Supervisor Luciani.
Aye. Thank you. Can I have a motion and a second to adopt the resolution of local law 2 of 2025?
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Okay, so now we're gonna go back. So tonight, we're going to start the meeting by honoring one of our first responders, EMS volunteer Jennifer Diaz. So I'm asking the board to get up with me over here. Jennifer Diaz, do you wanna come up? Thank you. So Jennifer is here tonight because on March 28th of 2025, she performed a tremendous act of bravery, and Jennifer saved a life. So we all know firefighters, ambulance, police officers, to me, they all have something different that a lot of us do not have ingrained in us. There's something within them that I call little heroes, you know. These are people that usually, when there's anything going on, they seem like us, normal people, run in one direction. People in these fields, they jump into action. They have something in them that, you know, allows them to just act right away. And Jennifer did this, and she saved a person, and we as a board want to acknowledge what she did, and, you know, what a lot of our people in our community ambulance do day in and day out. But we want to honor you for saving a life here in Woodbury with this award, and we want to thank you for your acts of bravery and for helping out another person in the community. It honestly speaks to all of us, and especially somebody who's so young, so we just all want to thank you.
Thank you so much.
All of you need to face the camera now and redo it.
Say the whole thing over again?
Hand it over again to her. They
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I can't go back this time. All right, here we go.
Jeff wants it on.
There you go.
Jeff wants it on. Beautiful. Is that good, Jeff?
Yeah.
All right, Jeff's happy now.
You guys get some picture?
Yeah, no.
Gotta get a picture.
Come on, one.
No, we're good. Can we get a whole group picture?
Yeah, let's go. All right, got it.
Thank you.
Now-
And then we ask the ambulance.
Ambulance needs you.
Sure, I would have.
And then can we ask the ambulance to come up? Anybody from the ambulance, if you would mind coming up?
I blocked the whole pole.
Yeah,
I didn't see anybody.
that's all right. I've got a couple pictures.
You aren't you in the ambulance?
I am.
Get up there. Get up there.
I'll take it. I'll send it to you.
We'll get them, don't worry. Everyone stand sideways so we can line in.
Bring it all,
I'm just gonna take a picture of that. You're the.
I always tell them, stand sideways and go into the middle, there you go.
Like this?
Like this, like prom. Drive together, we can't see you. Mr. McCollum, come on. Come on, Mark.
Can't see Mark.
Everyone, congratulations, come on, let's let you smile, everybody. Beautiful.
Yeah, I'll send them over to supervisor.
Okay, so next we're gonna move on to the public hearing for the Orange County Community Development Grant Block Program for the fiscal year 2025. Nicole, can you please read the public hearing?
A public hearing is being held to entertain comments and/or suggestions on projects to be considered for the funding under the Orange County Office of Community Development's Community Development Block Grant, CDBG program. The public hearing notice was printed in the Times Herald Record on April 24, 2025. The date of the public hearing was announced at the April 17, 2025 board meeting, and it was posted on our town website. And now we are open for comments.
Thank you, Nicole. As Nicole stated, this hearing is for suggestions from community members. The floor is open to the public.
Hey, Marie.
Maria Hunter, everyone knows that every time this comes up every year, I always come up and I have some suggestions, because if you don't do suggestions, nothing happens here so. The senior center, Highland Mills, branch, I happened to be in the parking lot the other day. We've had numerous things taken care of with that building over the years. I would suggest to the board and to go to the county, the front and rear parking lot, it might be on the Buildings and Grounds agenda, but proper handicap markouts, pavement, markings need to be done properly. The front is done correctly with the sidewalk, with the ramp and everything. So curbing as needed, so that is one major thing, and I know because it's a senior center library and it's open to the public, this could be a viable suggestion for up there. And also, when you're doing it, a new flagpole, so, it's just, you make a stone base on that. So that's my suggestion for this grant to the county. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you, Marie.
Clara.
All right, good evening. My name is Clara Rivera. I'm a town employee, and I work in the supervisor's office. I appreciate being here tonight. This is probably my third time coming to this meeting, and to have the opportunity to speak and offer a suggestion from experience that I've had recently. I'm here to offer a suggestion based on the audit that we had from the ADA New York State Controller's Office in September of this past year. I was selected as part of the team who was entrusted with addressing this matter in tandem with obviously Joey Gianzero's office and his team and the supervisor as well. This experience provided me with valuable insight into the town's official response to the audit report that was submitted by New York State. To date, the town Buildings and Grounds Department has made significant progress in certain issues related to ADA challenges. Some of the preliminary work has resulted in approximately an expenditure of almost $5,100, and that's been coming out of the budget right now. All of these tasks, little by little, add from an expenditure perspective. Some of the work that has been done is at the police station, the main entrance restroom, installation of skid-proof rugs at town buildings, and braille signage for parking areas and office doors. Now, to respond to Maria Hunter's suggestion, one of the two major tasks to be dealt with happens to be with the parking area, so you're right on point on that one. The other one that's a big one that's going to mean a major overhaul are the bathrooms in the senior center. Those bathrooms are not properly ADA accessible. So on behalf of the town senior center and the senior citizens, I respectfully request consideration for the CDBG funding to support further ADA compliance measures outlined in the New York State report, which they specifically state in about 25 points, work that is necessary in the bathrooms, both men and women's bathrooms. This, as I mentioned before, would entail a complete overhaul of both bathrooms at the senior center, which also services the Highland Mills Library. The Woodbury Senior Center is a vital community resource offering essential programs and services to our older adults, some of whom face mobility challenges. Unfortunately, the center's current bathroom facilities are not fully ADA compliant, posing daily accessibility and safety challenges, not only for our seniors, but also for all patrons that are coming into the library, to visit the library. So these improvements are critical to ensuring safe and accessible restrooms for all elderly and young, everyone who comes into that building, for everyone in this community. Thank you for this consideration.
Thank you, Clara. Does anybody else have any ideas? Can I have a motion and a second to close the hearing?
Motion.
I'll second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. We'll now open the floor for public comments on agenda items only. We'll start with the front row, the next row, the row after that, and the back row.
I'm just gonna make a quick comment, because I have to go to another function. On Facebook page, you're gonna be noticing there's gonna be a Memorial Day parade, Sunday, May 25th. We're working on it. I just left the American Legion meeting. I just met with all the gentlemen over there. They're excited for this parade. They have served, and they're looking forward, the men and women who have served, they're looking forward to this parade. We always ask, the ambulance is always there, the fire department, the police department, the boards are always present. We just would like to have residents line the streets. They look at that. They can tell from one year to the other how low the population is along the sidewalks. This year, we won't have as many parents because Monroe Woodbury is gonna be over in Monroe, the band. But this year, we may be having visitors from Middletown, because we have the Middletown Marching Middies, who my grandson is a member of, so I have them this year, and I'm trying to get the Orange County Shield's pipe and drums to come. So, it's an event that's, I'm asking everyone to please come out and join us. On Facebook pages, it has my email there, if anyone has any thoughts or concerns. Please, join us on Sunday. The starter is at 12 o'clock, and it comes down 32. And I know I'm out of order, but with talking, but thank you everyone for listening to me. Okay?
Thank you, Maria.
Oh,
If you need help with the shields, let me know.
yeah,
Contact them.
yeah. Next week, everyone, when you're driving down Route 32, big surprise, everyone knows about it, we're having the banners up, they're gonna be put up from the village highway department, so this is a dream come through for all of us. It took 8 years to get there, and I'm ecstatic that this is coming through. 66 banners will be up on 32, and next year there'll be more. I gotta run, my husband's waiting for me.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you, Maria.
Good night.
Next is administrative business. Can I have acceptance of the minutes? Can I have a motion and a second to accept the receipt of the minutes of the meeting held on April 17th, 2025?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Approval of abstract H. Nicole, can you please read the abstract for this meeting?
Abstract number 8 containing vouchers 250706 through 250784 and totaling $199,187.67.
Thank you, Nicole. Can I have a motion and a second to approve abstract 8 as read?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Budget modifications to the 2025 budget. Nicole, can you please read the modifications submitted for the 2025 budget as prepared for this meeting?
Sure, we only have one tonight from the police. We are increasing B 2410 rental of real property by 20,000. B 3120.430 transportation and travel by 3,000. B 3120.444 training schools and dues by 8,000. And B 3120.453 vehicle repairs by 9,000.
Thank you, Nicole. Can I have a motion and a second to approve the modifications to the 2025 budget as read and explained?
Make a motion. A second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Next is the appointment of part-time ADCO. Can I have a motion and a second to appoint Angelina Martinez as part-time animal dog control officer effective May 5th at the up-C rate of $20.6708 per hour?
Make a motion. A second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. There's no business, so we'll move on to new business. Award bid, bulk chlorine. Nicole, can you please read the bids received at the bid opening held on April 25th?
Sure. We had a bid opening held on April 25th, like Supervisor Luciani said, at 10 a.m. for the supply of bulk chlorine at the John P. Burke Memorial Pool for the 2025 summer season. The bid notice was printed in the Times Herald Record on April 11th, and the following bids were received. Kuhn, who sent in a letter that they could not bid this year, and Wexler Pool and Supply. So Wexler has a price of $4.35 a gallon delivered. There are federal surcharges that apply, which is $4 fuel surcharge per delivery and $4.40 regulatory compliance charge per delivery. This will be for the summer of 2025.
Thank you, Nicole. Can I have a motion and a second to award the bid for bulk chlorine for Wexler Pool Supply?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Award bid for propane. Nicole, can you please read the bid as received?
A bid opening was held on April 25th, 2025 at 10 a.m. for the supply of bulk propane. The bid was printed in the Times Herald Record on April 11th, 2025, and the following bid was received from Combined Energy, and it was .7741 per gallon, and this will run from July 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2026.
Thank you, Nicole. Can I have a motion and a second to award the bid for propane submitted by Combined Energy Service?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Award bid for fuel number 2. Nicole, can you please read the bid as received?
A bid opening was again held on April 25th, 2025 at 10 a.m. for the supply of fuel oil number 2 for various town buildings. This will run from July 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2026. The bid notice was printed in the Times Herald Record on April 11th, 2025, and the bid that was received was from H. Reynolds and Son, Inc. They will have us at a rate of 3.499 cents per gallon. They will deduct 20 cents per gallon off the current selling price. And again, this will run from July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2026.
Thank you, Nicole. Can I have a motion and a second to award the bid for fuel oil number 2 submitted by H. Reynolds and Son Incorporated?
Motion.
I'll second. There's Teresa. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Next is to authorize the supervisor to sign the IMA Village of Woodbury Special Counsel. Can I have a motion and a second to authorize myself to sign the IMA with the Village of Woodbury to evenly share the cost for retention of BCLD firm? BCPD?
LP.
LP. LP firm. I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Next is to authorize the supervisor to sign special counsel engagement letter for the annexation. Can I have a motion and a second to authorize myself to sign the engagement letter engaging Brian Cave, Paris,
The law firm.
Yes.
Brian Cave, just
Thank
call
you.
Brian Cave.
Brian Cave LLP to provide legal service to the town of Woodbury in connection with the annexation petition submitted by the Heracles Affordable Housing of Monroe Woodbury and Acres Road 2 Holding LLC.
I'll Motion. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Authorize the supervisor to sign the home rule hotel motel tax resolution. The town received notifications from Assemblyman Ekus stating Senator Scoopus entered bill number S1863-A/A 4315-A to extend the hotel motel tax in the town of Woodbury for an additional 2 years. Nicole, can you please read the resolution?
The resolution is requesting the enactment of New York State Assembly Bill A 4315-A and New York State Senate Bill S 1863-A for the 2025 legislature session, authorizing the town of Woodbury to continue to impose a hotel and motel tax in the town of Woodbury. Be it resolved that the town board of the town of Woodbury requests the enactment of New York State Assembly Bill A 4315-A and New York State Senate Bill S 1863-A, authorizing a continuance of the hotel and motel tax for the town of Woodbury, and be it further resolved that the town board authorizes the town clerk to transmit this resolution together with any other necessary documentation to both houses of the New York State Legislature forthwith.
Thank you, Nicole. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Calori,
Aye.
Councilmember Capriglione,
Aye.
Councilmember Rinaldi,
Aye.
Councilmember Luongo,
Aye.
Supervisor Gianni.
Aye. Can I have a motion and a second to authorize myself to sign the home rule hotel motel document as submitted?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. I would just like to thank Assemblyman Ekus and Senator Scoopus for allowing to enter this bill again for us. Next is to authorize the supervisor to sign the Marshall and Sterling Business Association agreement. Nicole, can you please provide the details of the business association agreement?
Yes, this is to authorize the supervisor to sign, again, the business association agreement with Marshall and Sterling. Federal law set forth under HIPAA imposes special duties that require any parties handling protected health information must do so in the context of a formal written agreement. Example, the business associate agreement that Supervisor Luciani is asked to sign.
Thank you, Nicole. Can I have a motion and a second to authorize myself to sign the Marshall and Sterling Business Associate Agreement as presented?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Next is cancellation of the June 19th town board meeting in observance of Juneteenth. Can I have a motion and a second to cancel the town board meeting scheduled for June 19th, 2025 in observance of Juneteenth holiday?
Make a motion.
I'll second.
Second.
Sorry, Teresa. Any discussion?
Kate, so are we going to reschedule it or just cancel it
I
altogether?
think we're gonna cancel it, and if we end up that we need to make a special meeting in order to approve the abstract, then we can do that at a later date,
Okay.
if you all agree with that. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion
Aye.
passed. Extra item, award bid for Berkeley Field. Nicole, can you please read the bids received at the bid opening held this afternoon at Berkeley Field Playground?
Yes.
Sorry.
The, like Supervisor Luciani said, the bid opening was held today at 2 p.m. for the Berkeley Field Playground. The bid notice was posted in the Times Herald Record on April 18, 2025, and the following bids were received. NYC Excavation Corporation at $210,100, Pat Corsetti Inc. at $183,120, and Tony Minoco Landscaping at $218,340.
Thank you, Nicole. Can I have a motion and a second to award the bid for Berkeley Field Playground to Pat Corsetti Incorporated at the amount of $183,120?
Motion.
I'll second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Public comment. Does anybody from the public have anything they would like to say? We'll start with the first row. Next row. Next row beyond that.
I'm Patricia Spear, and I live in Central Valley. Good evening. I would like to address an issue that I have regarding my employment with the Parks Department. On 2/28/25, after being invited back, I completed and submitted all my paperwork to the Parks office. On 4/10/2025, I was notified that there was a unanimous vote by the town board to terminate my employment application for the upcoming season. I was informed that due to a social media violation, my employment was now being terminated. I looked over the handbook for the social media policy, and nowhere does it mention the Parks and Recreation Department. Supervisor Luciani, the town board is punishing me for something that most of the town board is guilty of. On July 22nd, 2023, you defamed former supervisor Thomas Burke on social media while you were an active councilwoman serving the Woodbury Town Board. This in itself violates the social media policy, which is directly stated in the employee handbook. I haven't heard of anyone else being punished the way that I have, and feeling that it's in retaliation for me voicing my opinion as a Woodbury resident. Let's discuss the recent posts shared on social media by the library board member defaming park director Joe Danzaro, not to mention the recent post by Kathy Schmidt defaming the Parks Department. In fact, many of the town board members' behavior on social media and or in public has violated the current policy. I'm asking that the town board please reconsider my employment, as I was not an active employee at the time, merely speaking as a resident. Nor is the park department mentioned in that handbook. Otherwise, I'm asking all members involved in violating this social media policy to resign from their current positions. Thank you.
Thank you, Grace.
Thank you.
Does anybody else from the public have anything they need to say? Last row? No? Okay, we'll move on to department and board comments. Marie is done. Joey, you have anything? No. Lori? Chief Watson? We'll go to the council. Councilmember Calori.
All right. As always, it's a little lengthy here. As always, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. Another positive and productive meeting, getting business done for the town and its residents as always. I'd like to send my condolences to Ken Smith's family and friends. Woodbury most certainly lost a familiar face and maybe find some comfort during this difficult time. Speaking of difficult times, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. This month is dedicated to promoting mental wellness, reducing stigma, and encouraging conversations about mental health. Some resources that are available are findtreatment.gov, which is a confidential and anonymous resource for persons seeking treatment for mental and substance use disorders. You can call 646 NYC Care to find mental health programs that are free to New Yorkers, no matter your insurance coverage or immigration status. And as always, you can dial 988. 988 is your connection to free, confidential crisis counseling. It's a toll-free helpline that's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's available by phone, text, and online chat. Having a brother who lost his battle with mental health, my family has seen firsthand how quickly things can deteriorate. As you can imagine, his lost ward created mental health issues for our family. But we got through it with counseling and leaning on one another. So if you or a loved one are struggling with mental health issues, please reach out and remember to always leave people better than you found them. Hug the hurt, kiss the broken, befriend the lost, and love the lonely. Thank you, and have a good night.
Thank you. Councilmember Coriglione.
I too would like to thank everyone for coming out tonight and to extend my condolences to Sue Smith and their family. It's gonna be hard to see, or to go to the post office when the the men from the Legion would sell the raffle tickets, and Kenny was always there, along with so many others that had passed, like Mr. Odell and several others. But I do think that we are losing our veterans, especially, you know, that have reached that age now. But I do extend my condolences to Sue and her family. Also, today is May Day, and when I was young, the May Day that was celebrated was around the maypole with flowers and welcoming spring and celebration. And so there's a bucket over there behind the podium, and there's some bouquets of fresh flowers, so everybody can take whatever they like when they leave in honor of May Day. And that's all I have for tonight. Thank you.
Sorry, Councilmember Rinaldi.
I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, and I just want to thank Jennifer Diaz again. You should be so proud of the work that you do. I'm very proud. It gives me chills for the work that you've done, and I hope you too. I hope you continue. And everybody, me and Liz, your job is so hard and so challenging that it's unbelievable. The work that you do day in and day out, and get up early in the morning, come home very late at night with, you know, having families and things like that. We really appreciate all the work that you do. And my condolences again go out to Sue Smith and the family. It's a sad loss for all of us here. Thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Supervisor Longo.
Thank everyone for coming tonight. I too want to send my condolences to Kenny Smith's family and friends. He was a great, friendly man, who I had the pleasure of talking to, you know, whenever going to the parks, and just have some nice conversations with, and he will be missed. Like Brandon said, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It's a time to raise awareness about the importance of mental health and well-being, combating stigma around mental illness, and educating others on signs, resources, and treatment options. 1 in 5 Americans will experience a mental health condition in any given year, and it's crucial to take care of your mental health as you would your physical health. And some resources for help are findsupport.gov, and there's an 800 number, 800-662-4357. It's a mental health referral service. And for suicide prevention help, you can call or text 988. And as I'm a licensed clinical social worker, if anyone has any specific questions or concerns, I can kind of direct you to more local resources. And lastly, our senior of the month at the center is Bernice Pravetsky. So congrats to her, and if you see her, make sure to tell her congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you. Town Clerk Young.
I do not have it.
Okay. I also want to offer my condolences to Ken Smith's family. I met him a few times at all different, you know, veterans ceremonies, and he was always there and at the park. So, you know, I just want to offer my condolences. I also want to speak about a few different events that we had this weekend. We had the Gatehouse, the opening of the Gatehouse. The Building and Grounds team did a great job, you know, getting the grounds ready for it. Joan Colori and the rest of the Gatehouse committee was there, and Dot Morris was there. And for those of you who know Dot Morris, she's like 96 years old. The Gatehouse was like her baby, and it was her everything. And to see her there with everything that they had set it up and had all the different exhibits there was absolutely beautiful. And she was so happy to see, because that is one of her biggest things when I ran for town board. She just kept saying to me, please make sure the Gatehouse does not get forgotten. And, you know, you can tell she was in her awe in her chair as everybody came up and thanked her. And, you know, we're actually working with our engineer to try to get a grant for the roof for the Gatehouse right now. It's historical, but it's asbestos, so, you know, it costs a lot of money, and it's a lot of money for the town. So we're currently trying to work on a grant for that, and we hope it goes through. And while we were there, we actually met somebody who had made like a hand wooden carved painting that he's going to donate to the town. So I was taking Joey around here to look at different areas that we can put it up, and it's, you know, it's absolutely beautiful to think that somebody did this just from carving wood. So we're very excited about that. And then on Sunday, Alex, our head historian now, the Historical Society, he set up, it was the 50 people that shaped Orange County. And you had each municipality there with their historian, and they had all the people that like had, you know, shaped Orange County, and they had all their information on it. They had pictures, and I mean, it was so much to take in. Tuxedo was there, Harriman was there, Monroe was there, Greenwood Lake, like everybody. Warwick was like dressed to the nines, like they were in all old gear and everything. And it was just an incredible exhibit, and like just being there, it was like, you just walked around, and I was taking pictures because I was like, I can't even retain all the information that was here. And some other people had some really good ideas, like, you know, almost doing like a walk with it. But it was so wonderful to see somebody so young like Alex, I think he's 24, right? To come in, and he brought this, and he brought all these other towns together, you know, for Orange County. So everybody came, and, you know, historians, like, they love giving you the information and the history of their areas. So it's just a beautiful event, and wonderful to see somebody so young come in and have all these different ideas of how to branch out to different people and get everything together. And it was absolutely wonderful, and I love it. We do so much here in the community, and like, I just absolutely love the things that are, you know, coming up and keep us all busy and on our toes. And then one other thing I wanted to mention is, so I'm starting my Coffee with Kate. It's gonna start this Sunday at 1 o'clock at Hudson Ice Cream. I'm gonna be picking a different place where they have coffee in the town. And I'm just allowing myself to have my door open to anybody that's a resident that may be working during the week and doesn't get the opportunity to come to town hall, or may feel intimidated to come to town hall, or can't make it to these meetings, to come and talk to me about any issues that they may have coming up, you know, in the community, or any questions that they have. I know a lot of people, even I go to the senior center, and people are still confused about the town, the village, who handles what, you know. And so I just wanna make it a place for people to be able to come to me, sit down with me, any questions that they have, any things that they have coming up, and, you know, just let us know. And another thing, Kelly came up with an idea, and we reached out to the school district, is we're getting in touch with the schools for, you know, kids that are going to college that are interested in political science and things like that, and allowing them, like, you know, to come in and just follow me around for the day, see what we do. Sandy had a great idea, have them come in during budget season, see how it is to work on a budget in the town. You know, it's the most exciting time. And, you know, come to the courthouse on a Tuesday while court's going on. Like, we like to come in here, and the judges like it when we're here, and, you know, go to the police department, see what the police do, the animal shelter, things like that, how, you know, maybe they could ride the mower for Joey. No, kidding. You know, it's just a way for people, and then this way, when they have that desire, and they come in here, you know, they get more of an idea of what really happens on a local level. So that's something we're gonna be, you know, rolling out, and we had 2 students already reach out that wanna come in and do it. So if you know anybody that's interested in something like that, you can have them contact me, contact the office, and we would love for them to come around and, you know, see
Yeah,
what
so
it is to
they
be in
get their
this
community
position.
service that they need for college, for the
Yeah.
scholarships.
Because it's the people, it's the youth, they're the ones that are gonna be up here, and, you know, so we
The
wanna
future.
open that up. And with that, can I have a motion, a second, to adjourn the meeting?
Motion.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Everybody have a good night. Go home safe.
Thank you.